a government shutdown in less than 8 hours. And for more on where things stand, I'm joined now by Republican Congressman and Vice Chairman of the Republican Governance Group, Carlos Gimenez of Florida. He voted in favor of that government funding bill last night. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us here on Meet the Press Now. And a point of personal privilege, it is great to have a fellow Cuban American from Miami on this show. We appreciate you being here.
It's my pleasure.
So there are less than 8 hours, Congressman, until the government shuts down. Have you seen the latest proposal, and have you received any guidance on when there could be a vote?
Yeah, we know what the latest proposal is. Latest proposal, there are two of them. One of them is if you go through what's called a suspension, it's one bill that basically gives a clean CR. In other words, we continue to fund the government at the same rate that it's being funded in right now. We give about $100 billion in aid to those suffering from natural disasters, say in Georgia, Florida, North Carolina from those hurricanes. And then there's also another $10 billion in aid to farmers. That's the suspension. It's all rolled into one. That would have to go before the House, and it needs a 2/3 of the House to vote for it. The only difference between that proposal and what some Republicans and all the Democrats voted against basically yesterday was that it doesn't have an increase in the debt ceiling of the United States. The other proposal is to go through a rule, and a rule means that it has to go through the Rules Committee, and then it'll be voted on separately, a clean CR separately, aid to our farmers separately, and also replenishing the disaster funds separately. And then those things that pass then would go on to the House. That can't happen, though, until after midnight.
So are you going to vote for it?
Yes, I will. I'll vote for the CR if it comes to that, or if it comes at individually after midnight, I'll vote for all three.
All right, Congressman, I want to get your reaction to a tweet from Elon Musk just a few minutes ago. He said, so is this a Republican bill or a Democratic bill? What say you?
I say it's a Republican bill. I mean, those things that I just spoke about are actually things that we want. The Republicans want that. The fact that Democrats may want that too, that's great. But we want that. And so those three items, I think, are things that both parties can agree to and have agreed to, not because of any back and forth negotiations, because we really want to do that. So I guess, you have to put your money where your mouth is. If the Democrats really want those things, then they'll vote for it. If they don't, then they won't.
Are you frustrated that Elon Musk is meddling in this?
Elon Musk is a private citizen, and we see tweets all the time. And so, no, he has a right to tweet whatever he wants, like every other American citizen has a right to tweet whatever they want. And so, no, it doesn't bother me one bit.
Well, he's a private citizen who happens to be a billionaire and have the ear of the president-elect of the United States. He seems to have undue influence here. Would you not agree with that?
It all depends on the individual, whether he has undue influence or not. For me, Elon Musk is a private citizen, has the right to tweet, and I'll listen to him. Yeah, everybody knows who he is, but will that sway me one way or the other unless he has a compelling argument? He needs to have a compelling argument in order to sway me. I've already told you that this is a Republican bill. I'll be voting for either the CR, or if it comes through a rule, I'll vote for that too.
Congressman, couldn't all this chaos have been avoided if President-elect Trump didn't make that last-minute demand on the debt ceiling?
Well, he wants the debt ceiling lifted, and I think he has every right, and I actually supported him doing that and supported the CR yesterday. And the majority of Republicans supported that CR yesterday. Some did not. All of the Democrats did not. So obviously yesterday's bill was a Republican bill that the Democrats didn't like. This bill is still a Republican bill. Let's see what the Democrats do with it, but I intend to vote for it either way, as a CR or as a rule.
And on that point, do you think you'll get support from House Democrats on this latest proposal? And was it a mistake to not include Democrats in the budget negotiations last night?
Well, look, what was put on the table last night, the only thing that was added was that the Democrats hadn't seen before, was the inclusion of the the debt, raising the debt limit of the United States. Now, I understand why the Democrats didn't vote for it. They want leverage, all right, on that into the next Congress. I didn't say I don't understand why they did it, but it's only because they want leverage. Look, nobody here wants us to default on the credit of the United States, neither Democrats or Republicans. But if you're in the minority party, you can use that as leverage for whatever it is that you want to see in the next Congress. I understand why they did it, but it's not something that you should fall on your sword for.
Congressman, let me play you something your colleague, Congressman Burchett, said yesterday.
How can President Trump blame Democrats when the Republican House can't get on board with something to pass on their own?
Well, I think it's better to, watch me shift here, but I think it's better just to blame the system. We're elected to do a job. We're elected to pass a budget. That is what we're constitutionally mandated. The one thing we're actually in the dadgum Constitution is a budget, and we abdicate that duty every time.
House Republicans will have an even slimmer margin come January. So, Congressman, why should Americans have any confidence that Republicans will be able to get anything done?
We'll get things done. We'll have the President of the United States. We'll have the Senate, and now we have the House. So we'll actually get a heck of a lot more done now than in the last Congress when we didn't have the Senate and we didn't have the President of the United States. We're going to make substantive changes, and we're going to change the direction of this country now that we have the House, the Senate, and the President. Are we going to have disagreements inside our conference? Absolutely, but I'm confident that we're going to get through those disagreements and we're going to start leading this country in the right direction, and President Trump is going to be at the helm. And so, yeah, I'm supremely confident that we will be able to do a much better job than the Democrats did when they had control.
Speaking of confidence, Congressman, do you still have confidence in Speaker Johnson? Should he remain as Speaker next year?
Yeah, I do. Look, Mike Johnson is a smart, honest, decent person, and he has my full confidence. It's hard to control 220 different personalities, 435 different personalities, and anybody thinks that it's an easy job. It's not. And so I think he's doing as good a job as anybody can trying to navigate through all those personalities and differences of opinions. We need to come to a consensus. We need to come to an agreement. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it's not pretty. But I'm sure he's going to get us there at the end.
Congressman Carlos Jimenez of Florida, we really appreciate your time on this busy afternoon at the Capitol. Thank you.
Thank you.